That's bad enough. I've got about a quarter-second delay between my microphone and my headset normally, and then I end up with another double echo back on top of that. It's not
Can you
good.
get rid of your headset delay?
Yeah, I can. I know how to do that too. I only figured it out tonight.
Okay, but is it back or is it gone?
It
seems to have gone away a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll see how we go.
We'll just stop every 5 minutes or whatever. I don't care as long as we'll just start.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, and hello, it's episode 238. Hello, it's episode 238. That was just for the benefit of Will and Eric because they got echoes in their heads. Hey, boys, it's Aussie Tech Heads here once again. As I said, episode 238. We've got a few little Skype issues once again, but no surprise with the news through the week, which we'll get to soon. So let's get straight into it, and we'll introduce the boys. Hey, Eric and Will. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, not too
Am
bad.
I echoing?
Not
Yep.
yet. He is already. All
Yep.
right.
Oh, gee.
So what we might do, how's this? What we're going to do is we're going to do this on the fly, and we're going to go like that. See, before you know it, we're going to all come back, and we'll all be good for another 5 minutes.
There you go.
That works. Let's try that.
All right.
Okay.
So thanks for joining us in the lounge. You would have had the pleasure of the Tech Webcast at 7 o'clock. Streaming live on the live.thesurrogatehub.com. Hey, Brad, and thanks for letting us do that. And we're going to get Brad on soon. I know I keep saying it, but how about I'm going to contact Brad through the week, and how about we try and get him on next week? If Skype goes well, we'll give it a shot anyway. But yeah, Will, hi, how you doing?
How we going? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
I hear Ipswich show tomorrow. That'll be a big day in town.
Yeah, well, would be for those of us who don't work tomorrow. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, you don't get a
Nice long weekend.
Do you get a?
Ipswich gets the Friday for the long weekend, and Brisbane gets like Wednesday or something.
Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. So you've got the actual Ipswich show, or is it the Brisbane show?
It's well, I'm not sure which one this one is, but there's the Echo, and I'm pretty sure they just split it up into districts. You get the Brisbane Echo, but then you get the Ipswich. Ipswich have their holidays. You know, the different places have their holidays.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, yeah, that's all right. I think we get it on a Friday, the public holiday, and I think Eric, you've already had your Sydney Royal Easter show.
Oh, this is the equivalent of your Easter show, is it?
Yeah, in Brisbane. I don't know what it just does the rounds.
Just a tip for the Queenslanders. Easter was 4 weeks ago. Just a tip.
And just a tip for Eric, don't go on the zipper.
What? What zipper? Oh, the zipper. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, well, let's bang in straight into it. But actually, before we do, so if you want to contact us, actually, before you do, because some people like to talk to us every now and then. It's Glenn or Will at aussietechheads.com.au or Eric, ERIK at netchannel number 2.com.
Yes, netchannel2.com.
See, I've been practicing that all week.
Like Richie. 2 for 2 for 2.
Due for Tuesday. All right, and it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday, and you can go to the aussietechheads.com.au forums and go your hardest in there, and whatever else. You can call in live to the show Thursday nights from 7:30, barring Skype outages. So Skype up Aussie Tech Head and you'll be right. And Twitter, Aussie Tech Heads. All right. Let's see what's going on in the world of tech. Let's start. Where did you want to start somewhere, Eric? Oh, hang on. Before we do, I had an email. I had a chat through the week. Someone did call me up through whatever means they did, and it was Aussiela from. He's down in Victoria now. He had to go all of a sudden. Like we were talking for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, bang! Footy was on. So see you later, Glenn. I'm off. So he cut me off. But anyway, he wanted to bring to our attention and probably anyone else's attention that, and you probably already know, if you're playing games and you're on the Optus network. Now, apparently 6 p.m, you're playing your game on online overseas, on a server overseas somewhere. Now, he's on Optus home cable. 6 p.m, connection for the overseas is cut. So apparently, yeah, the Optus connection is cut on his home cable. His ping goes from 40 milliseconds. It just times out. He can't seem to ping.
So hang on a minute. Hang on. So you can't. So browsing overseas websites.
No browsing. It's just playing his games. Battlefield, bad company, no go, can't connect to anything.
Never had that problem with Optus cable.
Maybe
so-
they just started doing it.
So,
Maybe.
But do you play the online games, Will?
I used to play Battlefield and Live for Speed and a few of those.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon it's a recent thing. They're trying to throttle everybody.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He reckons they're trying to stop all the people torrenting and stuff like that. So
What's that got to do with playing games?
They're stopping gaming.
yeah, but I think they must be when they put in the block for torrenting. They probably the site.
You know what
that,
the
it's
funny
not safe.
part about that is the only way they can trace packets is to do deep packet inspection. And
Which
they're
is
not
illegal in this
allowed
country.
to do that. Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
It's
Yeah.
illegal in this country.
So anyway, so apparently every night it's about 6 p.m. the thing just goes from a normal ping to 250 million milliseconds. Apparently he's rung Optus that it's a known problem. Optus is blocking ports.
Oh, they admitted to it, not like Vodafone.
Yes.
It's nothing to do with our problem. You just turn your phone on and off.
So apparently, but yeah, Optus had said to him, it is a known problem and we are blocking the ports to stop people using peer-to-peer. And Optus, yes. Optus said, yes, there's a problem. Rift, the new game. I just wrote notes down of the conversation, but I can't read my own typing. But but it apparently affects another game he plays, Rift. But he just thought, anyone who's experiencing the same thing, sounds like an Optus issue. So
why I
there's
have
going to be a
been
whole
with
heap
Optus.
of lawsuits heading to Optus for disruption of business because I
That's
can
right.
name at
And,
least half a dozen businesses that use P2P for their backups.
yeah,
That's right. And there are peer-to-peer networks that are completely legal. Completely
Well, most of
legal.
the big chains use them. You look at Supercheap, Repco, Woolworths, Big W. All their systems are effectively all peer-to-peer. So they have...
Yeah,
they
but I bet
spread
you
their
they're not on
data out.
Optus. I bet you they're not on
Yeah.
Optus, though.
No, they're on Telstra.
Well, all these lawsuits will be good for Vodafone. It'll take the attention off them.
yeah, well, that's right.
Well, speaking of Optus, it's funny because Optus's head guy, Paul O'Sullivan, Optus CEO, said that Telstra and Vodafone are only talking about using 4G at the end of the year for bragging rights and that nobody really wants that much speed and that much data.
I do.
yeah, so do I.
I'm not gonna pay exorbitant fees for it though.
No, but yeah. So apparently there's issues there. Aussie's down in Victoria, so he's copping the full brunt of some of these trigger happy little finger.
Well, I think Mr. Conroy should have a look at Optus. Do your job for a change.
Yeah. So, but like everything else, I think people are just you complain, but unless you actually lodge an official complaint, like I'm not sure if you just ring up the ombudsman and says, Optus is
Yeah.
doing
you
this.
do.
No, you don't.
They've got an online form you can do.
But is Optus?
What you actually the best way to do it is to actually because they get paid from the company thousands of dollars per page,
Complaint.
so that they have to investigate. So the best thing to do is do up a really long-winded, multi-page thing and email it to them, and then the company they're investigating has to pay that.
Yeah. So, but so what constitutes a complaint? Is a complaint to the ombudsman enough to
If you're not getting the service that you signed up for, that's a complaint.
But then again, they just say, okay, we'll disconnect, and they let you out of the contract.
No,
blah,
they
blah.
can't do that. They can't do that.
But what you reckon they do?
You're on contract. That means they would be breach of contract.
Yeah, which they
Yeah.
say, well, okay, well, we'll stop it. We'll get out of it. We'll go somewhere
Then
else.
you just go to Telstra and have the same problem. Because now I've got an Echo back.
Oh no!
Yeah, so have I.
Oh, don't you guys just love the Echo? I love it. I can't get enough of it. But yeah. So
There you go.
So going along the road, I'm just going to have a look at a few stories and see if I had actually anything that ran on with that, but I don't think so. Other than the obviously the big story of the week, which is Skype, and the big story of tonight, which is Skype. But Eric,
Yes.
you had this story as well. I think we probably all had it.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
all got this story, but I just think it's quite ironic that in the week that Microsoft buys Skype, we have an upgrade has come out, which we've all upgraded to, and it's caused us more problems than any other previous upgrade, and the other previous upgrades were a piece of garbage. Microsoft have stated bluntly that they're going to ramp up the advertising on Skype, so that'll be fun. All your pop-ups every time you use Skype.
But see that, but by breaking Skype more, are they just bringing Skype further back into line with all the other products that they do?
Well, yes, they are.
What, Microsoft products? Yes.
It's got to be consistent. It's got to be as crappy as all the other products.
Well, that's right. Well, just release the update without testing it.
Yeah. But,
I don't know whether they're just doing this on purpose so everyone just upgrades and pays for a better service. I don't know what they're doing.
But they don't give you, as you said before, you've paid for the better service, so technically we should be a priority. Yeah, that's what I mean. So we should be a priority.
Priority because I've paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it works.
Yeah. Also, but really though, Eric, you've only just paid for the group chat.
Group video.
So maybe
group video, but doesn't that mean that I should have priority packets, quality of service?
Oh,
You'd
look,
think so.
you might have bought
Otherwise,
option
what's the point
A.
of having video if I can't get,
Yeah, well, look, I agree, but see, you've probably bought option A, where you should have bought option A and B and C and D and E and F and G to get the
whole. Should have buy the whole Office product, don't they?
That's right.
Or we could just go to like Uvu and pay $40 a year for unlimited everything.
I think from here on in, for the next 1, 2, 3, or whatever long it takes, we start researching what other products we can use.
Yeah, because I think like each week, as Skype has given us a bit of a
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
and especially as the
Even Leo is having problems with it, and he runs his whole network.
Yeah,
On
they don't upgrade. They stayed at Skype 4.2.
yeah, right.
And, it's just, he's turning over $5 million a year. He can't afford to rely on a piece of garbage like this.
Oh no, that's right. But anyways, if you haven't heard, Microsoft has bought Skype, and it's not very often where you see these numbers around the other way. But anyway, Microsoft buys Skype for $8.5 billion US, which is only $7.8 billion our money.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't often. See
Yeah,
that.
I know. What a bargain.
Yeah, well, that's like what's that? That's 700 million.
800 million. No, 8,000 million.
Is it 0.5?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, $500 million.
Yeah.
It's 500 million.
Yeah.
So that's 8,000 million.
Yeah, that's a big difference, isn't it? Maybe they should have bought up in Microsoft Australia. They should have bought some Aussie cash and stuffed that in the bank somewhere. But anyway, Microsoft.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's some rumours going around why they did it. They paid so much. Is that the Skype owners are based in Liechtenstein, or Liechtenstein, depending how you pronounce it.
Stein.
Very low tax rates, or nil. The money that they paid for this was held in an overseas subsidiary of theirs somewhere in Europe, which they won't say. If they brought that back into America, they'd have to pay tax on it as income because it's never been declared before.
Yeah.
Because it's in an offshore tax haven or something. So they just paid from tax haven to tax haven, apparently. And so they were able to beat it up because there was no tax effect on the on 8 billion. So if they brought in at 8 billion, they would have to give away 20 billion or more.
Yeah,
to the
okay.
yeah. Not 20 billion, 200 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well,
They didn't have to.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, well, they could have bought beers for everyone as well. Mr. Balmer, who's the boss of the Microsoft, he's vowed to continue support for Skype on non-Microsoft platforms. But they wouldn't have any Apple coders over there, would they? Which means keeping the...
At Skype they do, and at Microsoft they do.
Yeah, okay. So which means that keeping the service available to the iPhone and Mac users. About 170 million people log into Skype services every month, though not all of them make calls. Skype users made 207 billion minutes of voice and video calls last year. So that's a few. We made a couple of minutes. The Skype deal ranks as the biggest acquisition in Microsoft's history. They don't like buying stuff, do they, Microsoft?
They have in the past, but they don't. I can't remember their last big purchase, but they bought Hotmail for 350 million about 12 years ago.
Well, they wanted to buy Yahoo about 46 billion a couple of years ago. And apparently,
it's only 18 months.
Okay, yeah, and apparently,
but lucky they didn't because Yahoo's only worth 23 billion.
Yeah,
now.
that's right. Suckers. Then wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh, geez, you'd be upset if wouldn't
Suckers, if you're a Yahoo, you should have said yes.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's right. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with Skype. Like I heard, you hear horrendous stories around the traps. Like every 15 minutes, if you're doing a free call and you're not a subscriber or whatever, every 15 minutes you're just going to be plastered with an ad. So you're just going to stop speaking for 30 seconds until the ad goes away. I think that's shocking, but that would drive people away. And
and they won't pay. They think by doing that, people go, "Oh, I'll just pay." No, they won't. They'll just go, "No, up yours. I'm not. That's it. I'll go somewhere else."
Yeah.
And this is the perfect opportunity, who's ever listening out there, to develop one yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Get people away from Skype.
Yeah, and
speaking of Skype playing up, do you want to just call us back?
Yeah.
There's the echo.
Oh, the good old echo. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just call those guys back. So Microsoft, they've got to try and keep Skype as clean and as together as possible. I think Skype's probably got a lot of goodwill going on. They're known universally as as a free sort of communication tool. Like you can even watch the news these days, and live crosses from here and there. It's all Skype. Oprah does the Skype, and everyone's doing the Skype. No one's doing the Ubu. But,
I don't know if anybody else got that. I just got a built-in Skype spam message from Eric saying how he's got the paid video group calling, and I should upgrade to Skype 5 so I can get it too.
Oh, and I just sent you that.
No, I've got it about 5 times. That's the thing.
Oh, really? I only sent it once.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
All right, let's get on to something else. Does anyone want to take the conversation anywhere, or do you want me to take it somewhere?
There's plenty happening. It certainly wasn't a quiet news week for once.
No, it was quite busy, wasn't
I guess
it?
while we're sort of bagging out companies, I suppose we can bag out Facebook again because, we'd love to do that.
Why not?
Apparently, according to Symantec anyway, and Symantec's a fairly big antivirus, anti-fraud sort of company.
You must have been listening to Steve Gibson.
Oh, no!
Security!
Well, it's just quite interesting that according to Facebook, according to Symantec, Facebook accidentally left a backdoor open for advertisers to access profiles, pictures, chat, and other private data. Now, it goes on to the whole...
hang on a minute. Accidentally, in inverted commas. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes through the whole thing saying how it happened and what went wrong. And as soon as Symantec told Facebook, they immediately closed the access, So it was obviously, completely accidental.
I don't know. Do it till we get caught.
Let's say if you are worried about anything like that, you can simply change your password. And even if you can change it back to your original password, like change it to something else, then change it back again, it'll break the validation keys. So...
Oh, all right. Yeah. So they're also talking about, I hear the Sony is not expected to come back on until May, end of May.
Yep.
Something like that. So that's going a bit crazy. I've got the story here somewhere. Like end of May, they were hoping to be back, obviously by now. Like it started the 18th of April that they got hacked, and they're still down. And geez, I need a mouse for this.
But I don't reckon it'll be up by the end of May.
But so what? So it's fair because I'm not on the PlayStation. But seriously, is that whole can't play online thing? The whole thing is down.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't even watch the Netflix movies and stuff that you can. Well,
if you use your PlayStation login to how you can. They got APIs. You can use your Facebook login on Empire Avenue or something like that.
Yeah, right.
If you used your PlayStation login to get into Netflix, and you can't even watch Netflix now.
Oh, well, just sticking with Facebook here then for a second. There's another report out. Don't you love reports? Wonder who commissions all these things? Probably us, us bloody losers. Millions of children at threat from bullying cyber predators on Facebook. About 7.5 million of the 20 million minors who used Facebook in the past year were younger than 13. And a million of them were bullied, harassed, or threatened on the site. A study released yesterday said, "Well, how much credibility can you place on a 13-year-old's testimony about getting bullied? Like someone calls him, oh, you stinky winky. Oh, I got bullied. I'm harassed. I'm threatened. Oh no, life is at an end."
I'd like to know the full facts before I make a call on that.
Yeah, well, the report's there. There's in the show notes at the aussietechheads.com.au. There's show notes, the link to the whole story. But the story goes on. More than 5 million Facebook users were 10 years old or younger, and they were allowed to use Facebook largely without parental supervision. Look, I'm not at that stage yet where I have to monitor my kids on the internet because they're too young. But I don't know. Are you going to really stop them from using it, Eric?
Well, it does actually specify
using
on
internet?
the Facebook website.
Oh God, no! What, Facebook or the internet in general?
No, I mean, what would your experience be or advice
with Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook in particular.
Well, it's a very simple rule. My oldest is 12, and I have told her, you do not friend anybody that you've never actually met. Number one.
Yep.
Very strict. And even before that, you make sure that they're worth being. If they're not worth being friends in real life, because you know there's something about them you don't like or whatever, then they're not worth being friends on Facebook. So treat it as a proper tool rather than just look at how many friends I've got. A lot of people, it's about a numbers game. Oh, look how many friends I got. It's a big show off thing.
Yeah.
No point having 5,000 friends, of which 4,900 of them are fuckwits.
Yeah, well,
Excuse
that's
me.
right. Good work. That's 21:59. Edit point.
Edit point.
Let me get that. Hang on, 21.
So
Yep.
so that's their basic rules. Plus, I've got filters in place at home for unsuitable sites.
Yeah, and you had something on that, Will?
I was going to say, even in between the echo, I don't think you mentioned this, but Facebook itself actually says you're not allowed to be 15 years or younger to use it. So,
isn't there a
well,
child?
that's right. No, it's 13. It's 13.
Is it 13? Okay.
13, yeah. But all the kids lie. They just put they just put a different date of birth on it.
Oh yeah, of course. But there is some sort. There's a isn't there a Disney's got something out for kids, like a Disney YouTube channel or something, or there is something. Now, I know that there's something. We spoke about it about a year ago.
I know that in the States, teenagers don't need to hide dirty magazines under their mattresses because they can go to the library, and children aged 13 and over can easily access hardcore porn in New York's public library by simply claiming to be the age of the software and clicking on, yes, I'm an adult and I consent to this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway.
Echo.
So anyway, that's Facebook. Look, I've got another little story here. Oh, beeps. I've got another little... You might hear those every now and then. It's not the pips. It's not going... It's just gone 8:30, but it's not actually the pips. Actually, you don't hear pips anymore, do you?
Have you got the pips?
The young kiddies out there of today, they wouldn't even know what the pips were. So, do you know what the pips are, Will? You know what the pips would be. Do you know?
What are the pips, dude?
Well, you don't know.
No.
The talking cock, dude.
Yeah, on the radio station, on the hour, like every hour, it used to go beep, beep,
Oh,
beep,
that.
the pips.
Right.
Yes. But anyway, let's get on to something else. I'm just making sure I can see if I can link into something there. But while we're on the road to bag and stuff, I guess we are. There's now the budget came out through the week, as you would know.
Yeah.
The Treasurer set down what his plan was for the next 12 months. No, I just had one thing I was going to pull out of that. And,
Right.
And the thing I was going
Not that I don't like hearing your rich tones, Glenn.
Oh, I
But I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen to that thin-lipped, mean-spirited, you know who.
Black Swan. So the Labor, well, there's a couple of stories here. Labor has ended the voluntary net filtering scheme, which will scrap its voluntary internet filtering grants program to save $9.6 million over 3 years. Like, who the hell is still getting this voluntary thing anyway? Like, I
Grants
got one.
this?
Hey,
What did you say?
I got
You
one.
get ISP level filtering. Mainly
Oh,
virus,
I read about this. That's
virus
ridiculous.
filtering.
No, but like I remember when it first came out, well, Johnny Howard brought it out, then you wrote away to them and they'd send you a copy of a firewall or an antivirus program. But like,
Well, now it's just the ISPs just do it now.
that's right, and that's why they reckon that they've stopped it, which is fair enough. But they're going to save 96 million like over 3 years. Like who's still sending in for this
They're
stuff?
still... No, because what they do is they go, oh, we had 100,000 people use that last month, so we'll print another 100,000 copies of it this time round, and then in next month
Yeah,
and
I
the
suppose.
virus definitions update. So they're printing, 100,000 every month, and they're only using 3 copies.
Yeah, look, I suppose it all adds up. And also from the budget, there's another one about the digital set-top boxes. Now,
Yes.
Eric's probably got something to say about this as well, but it is. It's
$308
Digital
million
set-top
dollars.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, this is pathetic. This is phase 2 of the building education revolution ripoff, and the what was the other one?
The pink
where
bats.
everything was 10 times what it should have been worth.
The bats.
The
No,
bats.
GST.
Yeah. But anyway, but as you know, as you might
How's
not,
it $400 a house? It's $30 a box.
Yeah.
And $50.
Well,
for
they're
like-
including aerial realignment and replace, but that's only $250.
look, in
So
my...
that's tops
I
$300
don't know
a
what sort
house.
of aerial they're getting, but if they're going to replace them to digital aerials, they're going to need $800.
No, you don't need digital aerials. They're a scam. Just normal aerials work fine. You've just got to point them in the right spot, and that's usually it's usually $30 to $40 for them to come out to do that, and it's $200 for the aerial.
But in my experience...
So if they buy an aerial, a lot of these people don't need to buy aerials.
No, they just need to be repointed. So you're looking at, say, let's say $50, $60 for a decent set-top box, and $40, $50 to come out. So you're looking, $150, $200 tops.
$200 tops, exactly.
Yeah, so, but what's going on is, like, in my experience with these digital things, and I've done it a few times, brought a TV home, and my aerial's fine, you just got to plug it in. And then even I put a TV in another room with no aerial point. I just went and dug out some doggies I had in the shed. Perfect, works.
Yeah.
But
Just depends on where you are.
yeah, true. But normally, if you
Here we can't. Like, we struggle even here just to get with the rooftop aerial pointed in the right direction. It's still a struggle. So...
Well, anyway, the whole idea is that it's not only that you're going to get someone to come out, and it's also they're going to have 12 months of like some service that if they have any problems changing channels that they ring up. But it's only pensioners that will be given the high quality, easy to use set-top boxes. As mentioned, $308 million, which I'm sure could have been spent somewhere else. Jeez.
Well, look, if all the pensioners die between now and then, we'll save ourselves a shitload of money.
Yeah. So, but
I don't know. I reckon they could have put some of that money into the $132.5 million they slashed from the digital skills budget.
Yeah, good one, fellas.
But I mean, like pensioners, that's a look, admittedly, when they say pensioners, it's apparently only full rate pensioners. So if you're not on a full rate pension, you're not entitled to it. But even still, does that mean that when you think of a pensioner,
Still a lot of money.
But what do you think of when you mean a pensioner? Do you think of an old age pensioner? Do you think?
I think of anyone that's receiving the pensioner. They're the pension,
Which
whether they're full pension or not.
No,
that's what I think.
Yeah, but and this is what it doesn't say. Like, is it just for age pensioners? Is it for disability pensioners? Is it for single parent pensioners? How many
that's
pensioners?
a good point. I don't know if it's
pensioners
for
are there?
senior pensioners or any other pension. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It does say senior
Right.
in the
For
story
anyone
I'm
that's
reading.
receiving the age pension.
Yeah.
It's the age
Well, that
Yeah.
sounds like it should be right. Now, defending the value of the $350 per box scheme. Oh, God, Struth. The Prime
How
Minister
can you defend it?
The Prime Minister said the cost included installation, a lesson on how to use it and use the technology. Could you imagine the guys going around there going, "Oh, love, I don't know how to change the channel. Can you tell me how to do it? I got so
And it's
many-
funny because
Here's the
Conroy
remote,
was
love.
saying-
Hit yourself over the head with it.
What's the remote?"
Yeah.
It's
Conroy was saying that all the aged pensioners and the older people in this country aren't afraid of technology and should be treated the same.
Now, this is the thing that made me laugh. This is the thing that made me laugh. So the opposition has likened it to the scheme. The opposition has likened the scheme to the government's ill-fated insulation scheme, blah, 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 as we were saying, and that the set-top boxes can be bought at electrical retails for as little as $40, which is true. And now the funny part was the Master Electricians Australia today warned the scheme could result in the deaths of installers.
Oh, good God.
The peak
Lightning strikes.
The Peak Body Chief Executive Malcolm Richards said an online training scheme for antenna installers for tradesmen was inadequate and promoted the death of the installers. Isn't that funny? Or it's not if it actually happens, but like, hey, like, are they serious? I know you can probably you can probably get a little bit of a buzz and a tingle out of an aerial if it's not earthed properly or whatever, and when you plug it in. But
the worst case scenario is you've got a booster box on there, and you're gonna get enough of it. If you're standing barefoot on a tin roof and you grab an aerial that's not grounded correctly through a faulty booster box, you may know about it if you're really lucky.
Yeah,
that's it. Like,
but like, I don't know. I've never.
You know what it is? Oh, I know what it is. It's because all the people that were eligible to get that silver installation are eligible to get the set-top boxes. So people are going to crawl through the roof cavities to put the new cabling through, and they're going to touch the silver installation and get electrocuted.
Yeah, right. But it's just mental, isn't it? It just seems mental. But one more probably bad news story that I've got anyway for tonight is, and now Eric I think might have brought this up last week. I'm not sure if we actually did mention it on the show, but we'll mention it again.
What is it, mate? What is it?
LastPass security breach.
I think you brought it up briefly.
Yeah, so LastPass has gone down the track of informing its users that they believe there's been a security breach. Now, you might have heard me banging on about LastPass.
But they handled this properly.
Well, I think so. But it's a bit of a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't as well, because they're getting in a lot of trouble, or a lot of flack about the whole deal. Anyway, people saying, they told one of the funniest things. Like, this just shows you how people just not taking responsibility for their own sort of actions. I read one complaint that was like listed in the news story about the LastPass said in their blog, listen, we believe our security might have been tampered with. Some data might have been leaked. We're not entirely sure. We did notice a few anomalies with some data transfers, blah, blah, blah. Can everyone change their master password? So everyone probably changed their master password, and then all the complaints started because, I forgot what I changed it to. How dare they ask me to change the password? What's the password? So then they had to put a link to have people roll back their password so they could change it again. Like, are people serious? But anyway.
Are people stupid? That's the question.
But I mean, like, okay, a handful, you'd probably expect that's probably going to happen. You might be.
You know what? These are the same people that are getting free digital boxes.
Yeah, probably, probably. So, but I mean, like, yeah, it could happen. You might have had a few beers, changed the password, and you go, forgot. But on the whole, it's not worth putting a link in. Like, I didn't think, there obviously must have been a few. But anyway, LastPass, look, I'm still using it. I didn't change the password. I don't care. The only thing I don't put my bank passwords into it. But who cares?
You can have my bank account details. CFR 11 cents.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You got that much?
That's my savings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's LastPass. So, but anyway, that's anyway. But now listen, this is something Eric might be able to talk about. Putting you on notice, Eric.
What's a question without notice?
Yeah, question without notice is Thunderbolt.
Yep.
Can we talk about Thunderbolt?
You can talk about it if you like.
Do we know what is Thunderbolt? And it's been around for only a week or so.
No, a couple of weeks. Oh, well, it's been around longer than that. Apple's had it for a couple of weeks.
Right, so Thunderbolt. Yes.
I was going to say, it's been available on PCs since February.
Oh, that shows you how stupid I am. I've never heard of it. So there you go. So, well, anyway, Thunderbolt. And
when you have Indian food and you're really dying to go to the bathroom, that's Thunderbolt.
Oh, okay, right. So Thunderbolt is apparently from the new Apple Macs have just been released, and there's a new revolutionary I/O technology. And for those that don't know what that is, that's probably input-output technology. That supports high-resolution displays and high-performance data services through a simple compact port. So, like the Firewire, which was ditched. But so it's come back in the form of, say, Thunderbolt. It sets new standards for speed, flexibility, and simplicity, and it's on the new MacBook Pro and the new iMac. Now, Intel co-invented USB and PCI Express, which have become widely adopted. Oh, and Apple invented Firewire, as we know. It was instrumental in popularizing USB. Thunderbolt I/O technology gives you two channels on the same connector with 10 gigabits of throughput in both directions. You can move data to and from peripherals up to 20 times faster than with USB 2 and 12 times faster than with FireWire. So it seems to be like a bit of a really fast sort of a way of churning
well, it
things
shits
out.
on over USB 3 as well, so that's the end of that.
Yeah, well, 10 gigabits. You also have apparently more than enough bandwidth to daisy chain multiple high-end speed devices without using a hub or switch. That's
right. You just plug in one into the other, yeah.
Yeah. So
and the beauty is apparently these iMacs, some of them have got 2 Thunderbolt ports in it, and you can run 2 screens off it, so an extra 2 screens.
Yeah. So you got 2 screens going, and I suppose you could do a few other things as well.
Yeah, so, I mean that's it. It's very versatile. It combines a lot of the things together that we've had previously. But Apple's good at this. They'll implement a technology. They'll get everybody to buy every possible accessory for it, and then they'll get rid of it.
Yeah. But
you look what they did with. They were the first to use SCSI drives as standard, and then they implemented their DisplayPort. Then they got rid of that for a while. Then they bought out. They implemented basically FireWire, and they got rid of that for a while. So,
but they do keep them in for a long time, though. They don't just get rid of them after 6 months.
Yeah, I suppose they're in for a while.
But they want to be at the cutting edge because their whole point is, yes, it makes them more money because people keep upgrading. That's true, no doubt about it. But if they stayed still, Apple wouldn't be where they are now.
True.
But the thing is, most of that technology is still available in a PC. I mean, okay, maybe not as standard. Like you standard, you get USB 2, USB 3 now. FireWire is generally pretty much standard. But you can still implement your SCSI. You can still implement your Thunderbolt. You can implement, all this stuff as an option. All you do is throw a card in the system. You can't do that with a Mac.
So is it going to...
I'm a Mac person, not a PC person, so this argument can go on forever.
So but
I'm just saying, that's the thing.
Like, a very bad habit. They don't know how to market. Apple know how to market their products.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
The PC guys, like you said, they've known about this for a lot longer than Apple have. Apple just know how to get something and make it better and then market it.
Oh, look,
PC guys just have no idea.
They don't really market PCs. That's the problem.
There's your problem. They don't market the features. They instead of crying in the corner going, "Oh, why is Apple so big?" They should think to themselves, "Well, why aren't we promoting the features that a PC has?"
Exactly.
When's the last time you saw a nice looking PC compared to, for example, a beautiful Mac? The technology. See, Apple puts a lot of R&D into their products. Dell spends nothing on R&D.
No.
That's the problem right there. So they come out with these horrible looking computers, and it's their own fault that they're only worth $15 billion now. And in 1997, he told a conference that the best thing Apple should do is liquidate and give the shareholders back their money. Well, who's laughing at their backside now?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I agree completely. I only give Apple a hard time because I can, but as I said, this has been around since February in a PC. And USB's been around since the start of last year in a PC, but
no one ever they didn't make it a feature of their products.
Other than the developers or the people who really needed to know about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody knows about it.
But the general population should be told about it because they're the ones buying this stuff.
Oh, exactly.
But I suppose, look, if I could just jump in and just be fair, to be fair to Microsoft. Oh, just to be fair, Microsoft isn't a hardware company where you would suggest that Apple is a hardware company, and that's probably why.
But Microsoft's got nothing to do with the implementation of Thunderbolt.
That's right.
And USB.
They're just the operating system, and Windows 7 can run anything that these hardware guys can throw at it. So at the end of the day, hardware guys haven't been coming up to scratch.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see. What are we going to see Thunderbolt in the PCs?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially
it won't be called
storage.
Thunderbolt. It'll probably be called Lightpeak. Thunderbolt's a name that Apple have trademarked.
Oh, okay, rightio.
Yeah,
Lightpeak. Lightpeak was the original name.
I mean, given what you can do with the storage from it, and given how you can run your raids and your Lacey's, like Lacey Little Big
brilliant.
Disc is one of the first ones to support it. But as you
Yep.
say, then you've got your multiple video captures. You can run gigabit LAN adapters. You can run sound adapters. You can run FireWire adapters. You can run all sorts of different stuff off this technology. The technology itself at the moment is based on copper, but it is designed to run on optics. So theoretically, there's absolutely no reason why these speeds won't get better.
Yeah, and also through the week, also through the week, there was a story out that Apple is now the most valuable brand in the world. Apple has overtaken Google as the world's most valuable brand, according to the study in a global brands agency called Millward Brown. It ends a run apparently of 4 years for Google being a most valuable brand. So that's huge. That is huge for Apple, isn't it? That's unbelievably huge. The most recognised brand in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I must say, like I got my iPad last week, and I don't think I had it last Thursday. So, hey, yes, I've got my iPad, everyone. And I did an unboxing, and I'll put it up on YouTube, so you can all have a laugh. But I did.
Will, you missed the unboxing. What's happening? Come on.
But
Some of us had to work. Actually, no. When was I? I was at my in-laws that weekend.
Yeah,
that's right. There's a few jokes about that on the Twitter.
that's right.
And none of them were good enough.
So look, I did the unboxing, and look, I suppose the thing that hits you when you unbox is there's just everything is clean. I mean, like the box was white, it's clean, and then I bought this docking station for the iPad, and this thing here, and it came in a nice little white box. And it was just all nicely.
They know how to make beautiful products.
Yeah, it was all nicely wrapped up, and it was just good. It gave me a warm feeling inside. But yeah, the iPad's going great.
You know what you paid for now. See?
Yeah.
Know what you paid for? Wait till you buy your MacBook Pro, mate. Oh,
I don't know if I can go that far. Well, not that I wouldn't like to have one.
The iMacs are dirt cheap, dude. $1,300, really, with Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
that is dirt cheap.
But see, the only thing. But what would I use it for? Like, I need the PC.
No, I'm not saying you'd buy one now. Look, if something crapped out on you, you think, okay.
Oh, look, if this little power PC crapped out on me, I'd probably consider it. Yeah, I would spend the money just so I could get GarageBand, so I could just have a reliable recording thing. But then
That's
again,
on your iPad anyway, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to record as.
Yeah,
but
that's
not
what they're for.
GarageBand.
Yeah, but not as.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but I went to the Apple store and I said, "Man, how do I put a microphone into this?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know, but maybe."
Use a digital audio
the Apple
USB
geniuses,
input.
don't listen to them, dude.
No, but what I'm saying is that it might not be an approved thing to do. That's what I'm.
No, you can, dude.
Well, no, you can
Keeps
do
a
it.
bit.
I know you can do it, but when I asked, he said, "No, you can't."
Just because
do
they're
it."
called geniuses doesn't mean they actually are.
I am led to believe that their IQ is nowhere near genius.
Well, why would it be? Yeah, why would it be? That's right. That's right. I could walk in there and get a job.
Dude. Just play around with it, seriously.
What, the iPad? Oh, I will. Yeah, I will. But I'm just saying.
No, with the recording and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just not sure if I would use it as the main recording computer.
Oh no, I'm not saying the main recorder. If you're in the field.
Oh yeah. And my first broadcast recording is I'm going up to me and Mark and I are going to get together and we're going to record something for the show.
Brilliant.
So so we'll do that. Now just what else we got? Of course, we're starting to. Oh no, we've got a couple of more minutes. Well, have you guys got any? Eric, you got anything you want to say?
I've just got one little story here. This might make people happy considering what's going on with the internets tonight. This was released in May 10, out of the Sydney Morning Herald. Construction of a new 4,800-kilometre undersea cable between Australia and Southeast Asia will start within a year. Why it's going to be within a year, I don't know. And why they tell us about it before it started is another question. So, Leighton Contractors subsidiary, Australian Singapore Cable Limited, announced this morning a deal with Alcatel to build the cable, which is in design and survey phase. Construction due to start first 3 months of 2012 and operating by 2013. It'll run from the data center in Shenton Park, Perth, over to Indonesia and Singapore, and will be capable of carrying 100 gigabits per second.
Yes, well, that's 100 gigabits. We can all do with some more, for sure. We can all do with some more bandwidth. So is that going to be, do you know, Eric, is that going to be for use by whom?
Well, it'll be Australia. There'll be the links from most states
Right,
over
so it's not exclusive to, like, to Telstra or anyone like that. It's,
no. They'll see, they build the cables and then they wholesale it to people like Telstra, who then sell it to to us. And look, a lot of it won't be you won't be getting 100 gigabit per second because they got to farm out the bandwidth.
Well, it's going to be 40 gigabit originally.
Yeah, right. Well, there you go. So what they'll do is obviously, keep it. They'll just tap into their existing ADSL2 or their cable networks, and just offer probably a bit more robustness, better upload speeds maybe.
I reckon the coolest part about this story, which you didn't mention, is, well, one is the ping time is going to be 24 milliseconds to Perth to Singapore, but
that's not very fast.
Hey,
that's not fast. 24. I'm getting 9 milliseconds now.
Yeah, to like Sydney.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
24 to Singapore is pretty good.
This cable is going to use the new D+ fibre. It uses 2 fibre pairs per cable instead of 1 pair making up a pair. It's 2 pairs make a pair. If that makes any sense.
Yep.
Providing an ultimate capacity of at least 6 terabits per second, or over 16 terabit. Well, currently over 6 terabits and up to over 16 terabits after they upgrade. Once the servers at both ends can be upgraded, they got up to a 16 terabit per second.
So I'm supposing that the NBN will piggyback onto this to get there, so that the content coming in from other countries is just as fast as the speeds that are running internally in Australia.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
you'd hope so.
I mean, as far as to Singapore anyway, it's going to be
from Singapore. I know Singapore have got a fast link to the States.
Yeah.
Massive. So if they'll probably join those backbones together. So we should.
You're always going to hit a bottleneck somewhere.
Somewhere you'll hit one. But Singapore infrastructure is 10 times better than ours.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Bangladesh's internet infrastructure is 10 times better than ours.
They can't play cricket.
Yeah, I heard that. I think Kenya as well is up there.
They can't play cricket, but they know how to lay a cable.
That's right.
Hey, they can play cricket, dude. They're all right.
Are they getting better?
Yeah, they beat Pakistan a couple of years ago in a one-day match. They whipped their ass.
Yeah, right. All right, now going away from that, Will, have you got any stories?
I've got a heap, but just quickly while we're talking about ISPs, I'd like to wish, who are we talking about? Internode, happy 20th birthday.
20
years.
Wow.
Yep, started in Adelaide in 1991.
Wow.
Is that right? What was their original business?
Internet. ISP.
1991, we didn't have internet.
Yeah, we did.
1991?
Would it, yeah.
Well, unless they were providing it to universities and government and stuff like that.
Yeah, like billboards and stuff. But, I mean...
Oh, right, okay, BBSs.
Yeah. They don't actually say what they originally called it. They basically stated... They started saying that they started life as a ISP. So, I'm assuming they're generalising with that. But,
yeah, I remember bulletin boards.
Not bad.
Yeah, Internode.
Yeah, happy birthday. See you in court.
But
that's
one of my favourite... There's a couple of quick stories this week. One of my favourite ones, I'll get to the quick one first. AC/DC is still remained anti-digital. They still refuse to release anything digitally unless the iTunes or whoever they use only sells their whole album. But they don't do that because they want to sell singles, and whatever they'll allow them to purchase singles individually, AC/DC won't allow them to sell it. So
that's a bit.
I guess.
Why wouldn't iTunes just go, yeah, whatever?
Yeah, well, part of their policy is that they can do what they want, and that constitutes splitting up and selling
Fair
See,
enough.
if
But
you've got an album and then you've got a chart single, then you have to pretty much do that single as it's released. So, but
yes.
I'll quickly get to Phil for a second while he calls me back, and then I'll come back about a very interesting computer story.
All right, a very interesting one. Well, while Will's coming back there with that one, I can just do a little quick story just while he's gathering his thoughts there after the Skype outage again. Osama bin Laden's hideout is to feature in a video game. Downloadable map featuring Osama bin Laden's hideout has been developed for the video game Counter-Strike Source. Is that right? Counter-Strike Source. Since being available on May 7, it's been downloaded more than 9,000 times. John. And Will.
It'll be an interesting... there's another one about our fearless leader too. Somebody's based a game on her. So, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, what was your one, Will? Your interesting little one?
Out of all the stories I picked this week, this one sort of... I don't know, something about it I found... quite disconcerting, but also incredibly like, wow, I really want to have a computer that can do that. You all know...
Get a Mac.
Yeah, right. You all know in... what's it called? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you had Marvin, who was the manic depressive robot. So basically, researchers... where is it? In a bid to find new ways to treat mental illness, researchers at the University of Texas drove an artificial intelligence program a little bit bonkers. The university's Discern program, first released in 1993, is a neural network capable of processing stories told to it and gradually sifting out the meaningful parts. In other words, you tell it a story, it gets the moral, basically. In an experiment, the researchers deliberately told Discern to learn too much in order to stimulate the effects of schizophrenia. So, and then he says it's an important mechanism to be able to ignore things. So basically, what they did is instead of telling the computer just to learn the moral of the story, this computer learnt everything that it was told, and then it learnt its own things, and then it made its own things up, and then it imagined things. And basically, it said that. In humans, in humans, it's believed it occurs when the brain is flooded with excess dopamine. When there's too much dopamine, it leads to exaggerated, elevated brain activity. Brain ends up learning from things that it shouldn't learn from. And they found this with the robot. And they said after being restrained with elevated learning, Discern began putting itself in the center of fantastical, delusional stories that incorporated elements from other stories it's been told to recall. In one answer, for instance, Discern claimed responsibility for a terrorist bombing.
Wow.
So they did it for a couple of reasons. One was to prove that this Discern neural network project was as human-like as it could be, and that's clearly proof that it works. And the other way is to reverse that and try and learn how schizophrenia and mental illnesses are caused. But I reckon it's just amazing that, this thing's the size of, 2 city blocks or something.
Oh, yeah,
but just the fact that we can simulate at least the basic function of a brain, and we can emulate different effects and learn how to create them and learn how to treat them.
So put that in. I don't know if you saw the story also through the week. I haven't pulled it out to talk about, but there's in Japan there's this guy creating androids that are really lifelike. Did you? I don't know if you guys saw that, but that's
I saw that last week, I think.
Yeah, that's insane. I think it was on the TV actually. I saw it, and these androids are just lifelike. They're scary.
Actually.
It is really, really scary. But imagine, obviously, as the computing power gets stronger and stronger, imagine getting that Discern thing, whatever you're talking about, getting that to be a bit more compact and chucking it in the head of one of these androids. Jeez. Crazy. Google's to release Chrome laptops in June.
Released, announced today or yesterday. I can't remember which day.
Yeah, so Google's aim to encourage people to use web-based applications, claiming that this is where most people spend their time. Yes, it is, but I don't see that this is the answer.
But I still need some applications, Googies.
I think the answer's already here. I think we've already got the answer, and the answer's the iPad. I don't think people want a laptop. If it's just an extension of the internet, why do you want a laptop? It says they
Well, if you just want to use internet, yeah, you don't drag a laptop around.
No, I think the iPad is it's great. I love it. It's good enough. So Google said the Chromebooks are not weighed down by software and applications, common to most laptops. Okay, iPad does the same. They boot up in 8 seconds. Well, I think the iPad's just, I don't know about from cold, but if it's on a warm sleep or whatever, it just boots up straight away.
Less than a second, yeah.
Yeah. The company said the battery life on the device will last a day, but the iPad's like, what is it? A few days at least. I've never actually run out.
A week and a half, mate.
Yeah.
Easy.
Security updates will be done automatically. Yep. So I just think that this is a bit. I don't know why.
Oh, look,
laptops-
some people would like it. Some people want a keyboard, physical keyboard, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, why not?
I have to get it.
Yep.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, you can get like Bluetooth keyboards for your iPad if you have to.
Battery life is shit.
Oh, is it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
On
get
a Bluetooth.
ones USB ones too.
Yeah, you can get USBs, they'll work.
Yeah.
But then you're carrying around all this stuff. You might as well have a laptop.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
So that's why the iPad, unless you want a physical keyboard, I know my next computer, if it's not an iPad, if I need it, I'm not going to buy it if I don't need it, will be a MacBook Air.
Okay. Yeah. And why would that be?
Well, to me, it's in between an iPad and a laptop.
Be the size? Is that yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
size and the weight.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, because
Because I've got the iPad, but I felt that I need, and not everyone's like me. A lot of people love the iPad and don't want anything else. But I need a physical keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm on a work device.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
yeah. Yeah.
If I'm on the phone, I don't need one.
No. Look. The iPad is a toy. Like it is. Well, I'm using it at the moment as a toy. Like I'll sit in the lounge room while
It's a nice toy.
yeah, watching the TV, and I'm doing.
It's great
Twitter.
to watch telly on and movies and stuff.
Yeah, well, it can be in my bedroom, and I've hooked it up so I'm streaming from my Windows Home server, like
there you
movies and stuff onto the iPad while I'm in bed. It's great.
Good, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. And I'm about a day away from being able to stream the Windows Home server 3G, so I can stream my movies at home anywhere to me. So
To wherever you are.
that's right.
So how are you? What software are you using to stream that?
Is it called Air Video? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, that's. Look, I have.
If you had iTunes, you could just do it just as easy.
Well, I do have iTunes.
Well, you got movies running off iTunes?
No. But
Yeah,
will iTunes go over the 3G?
No,
Will it
I
go
don't
through
think
the
so.
internet?
Only in your house it'll well.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, well, this thing worked just as good. That's great. It's good.
Whatever works.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Look, I probably would have tried iTunes, but I was looking for apps. I was playing, I think I put $50 in my debit card just for apps.
Oh yeah.
Because I just want to have a.
I went nuts. Don't worry.
Yeah, I just want to have a play. Any more stories? I got probably 2 more. Anyone else got anything? Want to talk
Yeah,
about?
I've got
No,
about
I'm
9.
tapped out.
You got the important ones, Will?
Yeah, I'm just having a quick flick through them now. I'm just seeing what's. There's one about the Victorian schools have their own fibre networks, and they're offering to subsidise the NBN with whatever leftover bandwidth they have.
Oh, that's nice. Good on
Let's
you,
see.
Victorian.
The
They're going to
new-
rent out their excess capacity.
Pretty much, yeah.
on 'em.
So it's cheaper than them having to relay all the, relay everything because there's some left over there. So
Oh, yeah.
there's
Have they realised it's going to cost them 100,000, 150,000 to put a switcher in there for that?
no, that they're already all the infrastructure's already in place.
Oh, okay. Well, Bob's your uncle.
But the funny thing is, of course, Conroy's decided that maybe that's not such a good idea.
Oh no, he'll shut it down.
Yeah.
No, we want monopolies here. Shut it down.
That's it. ISPs, new laws been passed. They must now keep a lot more in-depth logs of all their traffic data.
Well, I hope they're logging this call because it's shocking.
It's horrible, isn't it? Let's see. There's one I'm just trying to find it, and I think I've gone past it like 3 times. I can't think of it now.
Well, I've got
the world's largest high definition. World's largest HD screen. It's 1,600 square feet, which is 200 foot wide and 80 foot tall. So that's you can do the math.
Yeah.
It's at, of course, it's at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's true 720p. And it's located on the back stretch and it's big enough for fans seated along the front stretch to be able to see what's going on. And of course, to launch it, they played the new NASCAR driving simulator on it.
Yeah, okay, nice. Well, talking to cars, remember the hubbubaloo over in, I don't know where it was, Holland or somewhere, TomTom selling all their data to the coppers and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, well, apparently they haven't really learnt. Well, maybe the left hand's not speaking to the right hand because TomTom Australia says it's planning to do the same thing.
That's shocking.
Yeah, it's planning to sell GPS data collected about its customers' journeys to road authorities and provide companies even after if it was forced to apologise in Dutchland. So, yeah, TomTom was hoping to offer the data, which includes journey times, speeds, and routes taken to Australian organisations like the RTA and Vic Roads in the second half of this year. So everyone's up in arms over in Holland. And so they go, well, okay, well, it didn't work here. Let's try around the world. Let's
see who we can annoy.
Yeah, the Australian Privacy Commissioner, Timothy Pilgrim, said companies that sell GPS devices should be very upfront about what they are going to do with the information collected from the device. The ability to opt out should not be buried in the fine print of a lengthy privacy policy, he said.
Agree.
Well, yes, but I think after these time they're a bit of toothless tigers, it seems to be, doesn't it? Like nothing seems to ever happen. And over on the house, have one on thehouse.com.au. It's the latest technology and property group to hit the share market. 55.
Oh, no. All right, another one bites the dust.
55.1 million. No, well, this looks good. I don't know what their model is, their business model, but like for a user point of view, I went there to have a sneak peek around, and I'll tell you, it's got a lot of information on it. So what it is, have you guys ever heard of it?
What's it called?
onthehouse.com.au.
On the house.
Real estate. And
.com.au?
Yes. And so what the story is with this little site is that it brings information previously, well, not that it wasn't inaccessible, but it was, you'd have to pay for it, yeah, or you had to get a real estate agent on side. But it was data that, like what the sale prices of houses in your street and all this sort of stuff, which is useful when you're going to buy a house. So previously, real estate agent used to sign up for the RP data and all this sort of stuff, which
and they charge a fortune.
Yep, which they paid the council a fee for the data, which is the council I think also maintain the data or contribute to the database that's held by the Land's Titles Office or somehow, however it works.
Is this only Queensland or New South Wales?
Oh, I'm not sure. I thought it was Australia wide. So, but it's good. It's like, look, I look up my house. Yes, the data was correct. And I searched around and the data is current. It had a sale price of a house in the surrounding area for March 11. So the data is pretty current. So
it's free, is it?
Yes. So it's on thehouse.com.au. And it's, look, if you're looking to buy a house or you just want a sticky beak and find out how much someone's paid for their house, just go and have a look. Now, Michael Fredericks, the founder, has been running the business privately for the last 5 years and says that the key to the company is the integration of real estate content platform for consumers and real estate agents. It's a fully, and this is him, it's a quote from him, this is a fully vertical mode. It should be model. This is a fully vertical model where we are supplying the industry with software tools and doing it on a single platform. The other key market is the consumer product, where we will make available up-to-date sales data and analytical data. We're the first to bring a fully integrated set of data, and we're making it free online. And boy, it looks like they got a lot of data as well. On the House is similar to a model used in Britain called Zoopla.com, ZOOPLA.com, which not only provides listings of properties for sale, but also current information on what properties have sold for. So that's all right. The site has 1.2 million unique visitors a month, and is expected to eventually generate revenue from advertiser bannering. So
that means jump in now before the site falls apart and it's a piece of crap.
that's right.
And they start charging people.
Yeah. So did you
$1
get onto it in that quick couple of seconds while we're talking about it, Eric?
I'm waiting for my confirmation email as we speak.
Well, you don't have to sign up for it. I got on and just clicked Queensland, put an address, and away I went.
Well, I tried to do that, and he said you got to sign up to get a history report.
It did. I didn't.
Well,
unless I'd
I don't
already.
know why.
I have been to the site previously. Maybe
that's why.
Maybe it ate a cookie. Yeah, who knows?
That's
maybe.
Who knows?
Cracking cookies, you got to love them.
Oh, you do. I like cookies. All right. Well, that might bring
C is for cookie.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'll get that song all day. So what's been going on in the lounge? Haven't really talked to you guys much tonight, but looks like you're pretty busy in there typing away. So if you guys, anyone listening on the podcast, you want to join in the lounge, live.thesecrethub.com while we go live, 7:30 Queensland time. Now, also, you can join us live if you're on the road, live audio stream on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or on your computer, laptop. If you want to know how to set it up on your mobile device, just go to the aussietechheads.com.au website. There's a link. Follow the link to listen to the audio and all that sort of stuff. All right. That's about brings us to the end of the show. Unless anyone's going to jump in with some late news or speak now, forever hold your peace.
I was just going to say, you remember, a couple of months ago now, you were downloading, was it Sony Vegas or something?
Yes.
And you discovered the workaround how it was cheaper to buy it in the US?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Well, there's an article in the show notes about how much of a markup there is on some things between America and Australia. The leader in terms of percentage markup, not in terms of total cost, but percentage markup, Trends Titanium Maximum Security Software is available for $56 in the US.
Yeah.
Or $125 plus GST in Australia.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, that's right.
Microsoft's Office Professional is 75% dearer in Australia.
Of course.
The only one that didn't rate was Sony Vegas because they don't have an AU. They've only got a US. And because the dollar exchange is actually higher, it's currently actually cheaper to buy.
But they did. I think when I bought it, I think they did have it. They did have an Australian price because they got an Australian store, and I'm pretty.
Yeah, but you can buy it from the US store.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's what I think I did because I thought, well, why would you buy it from? It's software. You download it. Hello,
yeah,
world.
Exactly.
Here we are in the world, same planet, same language. Apparently, yeah. I don't know why there's a difference like that, but anyway, it does good. You're good to shop around, have a look around, check the overseas sites. All right, well, that's just about it. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Is that it, Will?
That'll do. You have to check the show notes for the rest. All
right, check the show notes, aussietechheads.com.au. Send us an email, or contact us and have a chat like Ozilla did. Hello, Ozilla, however you say that. I've never worked it out. Ozilla. That'll do. And but anyone else, call in live if you want Aussie Tech Head on the Skype and prearrange whatever you want to do. So good stuff. All right, I'm going to go and have a look at my iPad, and you can stay tuned for Talkback Tech and find out what other goodies we got going. All right, until next week. Thanks for joining us, and it's goodbye from me and goodbye for now.
See you guys.
All
right. Bathroom break.
Okay. Save. Now we're going to